Hello and welcome everyone. Myself Roshan Gupta and I'm from second year of BCA department from SDJ International College. So today I'll be discussing here about the concepts of OOP, that is nothing but object oriented programming. So let's quickly focus on that. Now here, before jumping onto the OOP, let's have a look of or a recap of POP or functional oriented programming language, which we have already implemented in our C language in our previous semesters. So what was the need that we jumped from functional oriented programming language to object oriented programming concepts? So in functional oriented programming concepts, if I have to write a code of 2000 to 3000 lines, I have just segregated my whole program into many small functions. But there was something like a global variable which I was declaring globally, so it can be accessed by all the functions. But what if I want my global variable not to access by a particular function? So there was nothing like that. There was nothing like security. Any function can use that particular global variable. So because of that security concern, we have moved on to the OOP, object oriented programming concept. Now we'll see about it. As a definition suggests, as the name suggests, uses object in programming. Object oriented programming aims to implement real world entities like inheritance, hiding, polymorphism, etc. in programming language. This whole terminology has been discussed by me in upcoming slides. So just you need to understand, if there is an object, there is an object oriented programming concept. What is this object? I'll discuss about it in later upcoming slides. So here are some characteristics of object-oriented programming concept: abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, object and class. Okay, so first I have to just go through which is class. So the building block of C++ that leads to object oriented programming is a class. Class is something, if I'm giving you a like real life example, that I do have Mercedes. I actually don't have Mercedes. We can see an example of Mercedes, Benz, and all the car. But all the cars do have a similar properties. Like all cars have four wheels, one steering, and everything like this. Okay, so all the cars shares this common property. So if they are sharing this common property, so they are coming under a similar class of name car. Though they are Benz, though they are Mercedes, though they are Maruti Suzuki, but all are coming in a similar class, which of name car. Understand? So class is something, if I'm implementing this into my OOP, that class is something which is binding together all the data members as well as member functions which are going to access that particular data. So this binding is called class, that I'm binding my data functions and member of data together. So a class is like a blueprint of an object. What is object? We'll see in our upcoming slides. So here is an object. As you remembered that we do have structure variables to access all the structure data. So same, I do have object in my object oriented programming concept in order to grab all the information about the class, a particular class. So here I do have an object. So there's a relation between object and class. That class is a logical representation of data. Whenever class is created, there is no memory allocation. But when I create an object for a particular class, so there will be memory allocation. Understand? Now move on to the encapsulation. What is encapsulation? To encapsulating something, as I have already told you in class, that we are binding together all the data member and member function in a single unit called class, and this whole process is nothing but it is called encapsulation. Understand? So let's move on to the abstraction. As the name suggests, it means that displaying only essential information and hiding all the complex detail by the user to the user, that is called abstraction. So the example we can see on the upcoming slides. Here I have given example of car. If driver is driving car, he know how to put accelerate, how to use steering and all that, but he don't know actual fundamental, actual internal algorithms what is being continued on in the inside. So he is just applying force on the steering, but he don't know actually what algorithm is going inside to the steering and everything. So the engineers who are creating that car, they are hiding all the complexity from the user. And just user do have all the easy conflict equations, which is just enough to handle and just enough to drive a car. So that Now coming to the polymorphism. As the name suggests, poly means many, morph means form, so the word polymorphism means having many forms. In simple words, we can define polymorphisms as the ability of masses to be displayed in more than one form. It's something, if I'm equating it to the similar, real life entity. I am a man, I will be a father, I will be husband, I am a son, I am a student, I may be a faculty, I may be a doctor, I may be. So being a single man, I'm playing many roles, as you can see on this uh, pictures. So it was nothing but polymorphism, same we do have in our object oriented programming. Now, inheritance. What is inheritance? The capability of a class to derive properties and characteristics from another class is called inheritance. you know in a real life example, if I'll say that, if you're a father and your son is inheriting your property, your son is inheriting some properties from you, that is called inheritance. Example, we can have example of this picture, that there is a lion and there is a cub, the baby of the lion, and he do have some inheritance properties from his father. Understand? So same concept which we are following in our OOP, object oriented programming concept. So back to the previous slide. Here I have subclass and superclass. Example, if I have like 2 or 3 classes, one is teacher and one next is student, but teacher and student class are, they do have some same properties, like ID, and I can say address. So I'm going to define a similar class which do have like ID, name, and all that. So they can inherit that properties from the main class. So what is the property which we are inheriting from main class, that class is nothing but a super class, and all the classes which are just inheriting property, they all class are termed as a subclass. Understand? So it was just a clear cut, I can say, about the OOP, and we do not have nothing about going into the coding. So thanks for watching it. That's it.